then we'll see the last three. So if Map My CV, head up here.
So we are Team Map My CV, and I'd just like to take a little moment to introduce us all. So I'm Claire, and I studied modern languages and went on to work on super yachts for 10 years. I've dedicated the last 7 years of my life to raising my young family, and I just recently started looking at my return to the workplace and working flexibly around my children. And I've got to say, the landscape was a little bleak. And then I came across the advert for School of Code Bootcamp, and I thought that was a great way to upskill into a new industry, and then look to find challenging and exciting work in tech.
I'm Chris. Before the bootcamp, I was unemployed due to a period of ill health. Having recovered from the health problem, discovered the School of Code opportunity. Gave me a chance to retrain in tech and train in JavaScript, which is now what I want to do for a living.
And hi everyone, I'm Sina. I have a software engineering degree and a couple of years industry experience. I came to the UK from Iran in 2016. I was engaged in a refugee program with the organization Crisis when I was given the opportunity to attend the School of Code. Actually, it has enabled me to take my existing technology skills and update them. The experience has also given me a great understanding of British culture and working system, and I can't wait to seize this opportunity to help me embark on my new life here in Birmingham.
And hi everyone. Well, as we say in Dutch, hallo iedereen. I'm Hamza, and I worked as a warehouse. I worked in the warehouse sector for a few years, and left it as I noticed there was no further progression available for me or further learning. I covered most of the work and workflow at DHL Tyford. Left it as the work was repetitive, unrewarding, and I did deem myself to have further potential to increase myself in learning and knowledge betterment. And fortunately came across School of Code, which sparked my interest in coding, which turned into a passion, thereafter addiction. Thank you. And when we're looking at our first project, we discussed the problem of youth unemployment, as this was an issue that the mayor is trying to address with the urban challenge. Birmingham itself has, the youngest population in Europe, with under 25s accounting for less than 40%. Bear with me, I'm following up on Anne-Marie and the rest. Sorry. One report talked about a young person's lack of relevant skills as being a barrier to employment, which got us thinking about the traditional CV and the use of recruitment. The traditional CV doesn't give justice to the young candidate, as they can't express their experience and skills, which they do have. And so we wanted to provide a tool that allows them to give a visual presentation of their skills, values, and ethics, and an online platform in line with the digital world in which they have grown up. Young people are digital natives, and the obvious platform of choice would be LinkedIn, which is predominantly used for employment and recruitment. But they are not engaging the young demographic. Research into social media usage showed us that Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube are their main platform of choice, main culprits. And they all have many things in common, one of which is the capability of a user showcasing themselves through video. Hence, we try to incorporate this into our app as we try to make our application akin to what the youth are already accustomed to. We have produced a platform which we call Map My CV. As the candidate, you can upload videos or express yourself and personality and experiences using external links. As for the employer, you can, due to the search system we have been able to create, to dynamically search for candidates of your desire. I would like to pass on to Chris. Thank you for your time.
I guess that means it's demo time. So, this is our welcome screen. We make it deliberately simple. We make it as clear as register and log in. We've got a user, we'll call him Kevin. Kevin is one of our candidates. A few days ago, he signed up for our service thinking, do you know what, the paper CV ain't working for me. So Kevin logs in. The first thing you'll notice so as you can see, Kevin looks rather a lot like Ben. Kevin, this profile has been designed to allow users to create a 10-second introduction to themselves and upload that as a YouTube video link. You'll also see next to that a description that they've written themselves. So Kevin has told us that he's highly motivated, hard-working. But where's the rest of the CV? Well, we're on skills, so let's have a look at communications. What happens if we click communication? We get to find out more about communication. So you can see part of Kevin's skills in communication. He says he's accomplished, he says he's done presentations, and he says that he's done visual presentations. So why don't we have a look at the evidence for the presentation? So as you can see, it takes us off to a YouTube video of the school he was at. So, let's go over to other. See, this is a box for those things that don't fit anywhere else. As you can see, he's put rugby in here. Let's have a look at the rugby section. So we can see that he was under 18 Player of the Year for the Midlands Combined Rugby team. And again, the evidence links off to a news article for this. The thing is that Kevin thinks that he needs to make a change. So if we'll edit the node, and if we just change team to team player, and then click save. There we go. So, as you can see, we can edit them. But Kevin now decides that actually there's another node he wants to delete. So if he goes over to Experience and then clicks Apprentice, he thinks, do you know what, I don't want to tell people about my apprenticeship with Halfords anymore. So he clicks on that and then clicks Delete. Are you sure you want to delete this? Yes, we're sure. So, Kevin's now edited his CV. So, Kevin's finished for the day and he logs out. A little bit later on in the day, a local recruiter decides to log in. So you're greeted with a simple search form as an employer. So our employer thinks, I want to search for somebody with an interest in rugby. And as you can see, it returns. The video is playable. That one. And as you can see, it gives the description. Our employer thinks, do you know what? That's not a bad introduction. I want to see more. So he clicks on the link, on the card rather, and it opens up in a new page. Again, the video auto-plays. But as you can see, the employer can browse through and see all of the nodes that we'd shown before. So if you click on communication or anywhere that you want to, you'll see that they all expand out, giving access to all of the evidence that was provided by the user. So if we go back to our employer page, we think, let's search for skills. So this time, we've got two results. We've got Kevin, and we've got this other guy that seems to have done not very much with his CV. So that is, in essence, what our app does. It makes CVs searchable, it makes CVs interactive, it makes CVs evidence-based.
That's good.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the technologies that we've used for our application. Actually, we follow the MVC pattern for our application. Well, MVC stands for Model View Controller. So for our model part, which is our database, actually we choose MongoDBs. It's a non-SQL database, also is fast, is efficient, and also is reliable. So that's why we choose the MongoDBs for our database and models. Also, for a control part, we decided to use Node.js for our server, and also a bunch of other frameworks such as Express.js for in top of the Node.js for our routing and this stuff, and also Password.js for authentication, such as authentication with Google, with Facebook, also with just username and password. And as you see, what we've done. And the last part is our view, which is UI of our application, that we choose to use React. React is made by Facebook, and also it helps to developers to make dynamic pages and also single pages, actually. And the last thing that I need to mention that is we use a Redux for managing our state in the UI. And also, so as I said, Redux is a framework for state management. And Redux as well helped to developers to create application which is behave consistently. Thank you.
Unlike the mom in the school play. So, we can really split our project up into two sections of how we worked with it. The first part we had here in iCentrum, and that's when we went talking about our project ideas. We were doing our market research, looking at existing platforms, sending out questionnaires to employers to see what they thought of our ideas. And also it was here that we started wireframing our ideas, thinking of, giving something bright and colourful to our target audience. So we decided on our technologies, we created our issues, and we began pair programming. The second part of our project, we used an agile approach to our project, and we used a lot of the same methodologies as other people have been using. And we found that this came into its own as we encountered many challenges over the Christmas period. amongst family commitments and work commitments, house flooding, house moves, and a little bit of Christmas squeezed in the middle there. Realised quite quickly, you know, we needed to readjust some expectations and look at our planning stage again. So we worked remotely, we made great use of Slack, communicating messages and documents. We did a lot of stuff with Google Hangouts, where we had our team meetings and programming. And our biggest takeaway, I think, from this stage of the project was just how key communication was to everything. And not just communicating, you know, what we could do, but really importantly, saying what we couldn't do. And that way, we were always, you know, adjusting our goals, adjusting our expectations, and always working towards a realistic project goal. So, in producing Map My CV, we were thinking about what we'd like for the future of Map My CV. And what we really want to do is connect the candidate to this process of recruitment. You know, unemployment can be such a lonely place when you're just sending out CV after CV and getting no feedback, no communication. So we'd really like, you know, to have a sort of clicks and views aspect to these CVs. And, you know, the millennials and Generation Z, they're like immediate gratification. They want to like, they want to share, they want to repost, you know, so we want to give them something back. And this also gives them an opportunity to see what content is working, what's not working, and, you know, they can dynamically update and change their CV. We also want it to be a great platform for communication, you know, making appointments or messaging someone for the first time. We just want that to be easy and efficient. You know, recruitment's hard, so we just wanted that to be a really easy part of our platform. So what we hope is that in creating such a platform, where candidates have previously felt disconnected from the recruitment process, we can actually make them more connected and give an interactive approach to finding employment, a modern tool for modern day recruitment, and hopefully a more human side to recruitment through technology. Thanks for listening, everyone.